You liked Shahid and me on screen in Jab We Met because of Geet and Aditya's character, not because of anything else. It was the character that you fell in love with. What is written and how you do it. So it's chemistry is also in the way it's written.
So ऐसे गीत का क्या मतलब है? So he said वो heroine का नाम है.
Throughout while shooting Jab We Met, all I did was talk about Tashan. So Imtiaz must have really thought that I don't know what like she has no idea.
What is the story behind you doing that film? Because it's the most iconic film that you've done so far in your career in terms of like something that survives as a whole, not just a character.
It's relevant, like you said,
Yeah.
every generation.
Yeah.
Kind of changed the way female characters also were written. Because you've never seen that kind of, you know.
And you're not that Punjabi girl.
No, vociferous kind of.
Yeah, you're not a Delhi girl or whatever it is.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
But people believed that. And I mean, there's always a little bit of me in all my characters. But yeah, I mean, I didn't even manifest it. I was actually without work. I hadn't worked in a year and a half because I was saying no to films because I was not getting the kind of film that I wanted.
Okay.
So I was saying no to big films.
Like which ones did you say no to?
I said no to a few. It's so unfair.
You said no to quite a few films, huh?
Yeah.
Queen, I hear you said no to.
That was
this is much
recent.
later, of course.
Much later.
Yeah.
But this was, I was genuinely not wanting to do any films because I was like, the films weren't working. So I want to take a sabbatical for a year and a half.
Okay.
And I don't know, I think Imtiaz called up Shahid and the film and he narrated it. And we didn't even know Imtiaz because Imtiaz had just made Socha Na Tha.
Right.
And I hadn't seen the film. And Shahid, I think, had seen the film. So he just came out of the blue. And it just like so happened, he approached Shahid and then Shahid told me that, listen, he's going to approach you for this role and it's great and whatever. And it just, and I never even thought. I was like, yeah, I'll do this movie. I never knew that it would be this iconic kind of whatever movie. I just thought, Punjabi girl, yeah, okay, fine, whatever. And I think Imtiaz always looked at me for that you're not understanding what this character is. You don't know what you're doing. And I was very like, then I signed the Yashraj film with Tashan. And I got into this whole thing that like, I need to get like a six-pack, I need to get ripped because that's what it is. That's what it takes, to be like the best. And I got
You're doing a Jawan. You're doing a Jawan in yourself.
I was like, I have to do it. I have to do it. And I went crazy and like I was like working out and I did this and I was like, what is this? Geet, like why? Because I'm doing Tashan.
Yeah.
I'm going to come with my six-pack in high speed and it's going to like just...
Size zero.
blow the world. And that, of course, which it did. But it wasn't that movie, it was this. So throughout, while shooting Jab We Met, all I did was talk about Tashan. So Imtiaz must have really thought that, I don't know what, like, she has no idea. And the best part was, I think that's what worked. That I actually had no idea. And I was just, following Imtiaz's instructions. I was playing the part. And there was some magic that was being created on the side. While the size zero body was being made.
So you shooting simultaneously?
Yeah, completely.
Wow.
I was training for Tashan and shooting for Jab We Met.
Right.
So I was in the process of getting into size zero. And that happened. So Jab We Met happened and then, I was shooting Tashan.
The rest is history, as they say.
And the rest is history, as they say. Then there was size zero.
Jab We Met. In perception of the so-called narrative, is a different film or has a different reaction to what it actually had. For instance, when Jab We Met released, it was lukewarm.
Really?
Yeah, it was fine.
It wasn't like the blockbuster of the year.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the blockbuster of the year. It was okay. And it was like doing well, oh, nice, cute film. And then a movie that was supposed to do very well 2 weeks later didn't do that well. So we got more shows and the third week became better than the first week. So obviously it was climbing like that. The first week and the first 2 weeks is okay. Third week was bigger, which was a little, oh, wow, this is a nice surprise kind of a moment. And then it ran for its 5 weeks and then it went from the theatres. It was like, okay, theek hai, yeah, this film is fine and it's done well and it's recovered its money and it's done okay and a bit. And then I think 5 weeks, 6 weeks and then I went to America actually. And then some 1 month later or something, I got a phone call from there, from India. And then my niece realized that Mamu is also on TV. While this phone call is, says, am I on TV? What? I can hear my voice in the room. She says, what is happening, Mamu? And all of that was going on. So, and then it became a bigger and a bigger success with television, then with the digital medium, and so on and so forth. And it is now, it's such a big thing, Jab We Met, but it wasn't like that always.
Yeah, I mean, again, we've had Kareena Kapoor on the same show, and when she's talking about how she was doing Jab We Met, and in her head it was like, "Acha koi ban rahi hai picture, low budget." But the big thing that she's working on is Tashan.
Oh yeah.
Right? And I don't think anybody remembers Tashan, and I don't know anyone who doesn't remember Jab We Met. I guess it's also like a distance of time that you look back, something survives, something just don't.
Absolutely. And she was trying to get into the best zero figure possible, because she had a bikini scene or something like that, and we were like, oh, because she's going to take so much time to get into that shape, she has the time to do Jab We Met. That's how it happened, like that. So I was literally given 21 days to do the pre-prod before starting the film, otherwise it would never get made.
Oh wow.
And Shahid was free and Kareena was free, and it's like they were sitting on the film, let's do this sounds nice. I narrated to them, they were like, let's do it, but we have to start now. And I hadn't written the dialogue, and I hadn't made the music, and then there was the screenplay was not completely complete.
You had an outline.
I had
more than
an
outline. I mean, I know you had a script, because again, see, look at the number of instances I've given of people who've been here and spoken about you. So this is Shahid Kapoor, and you go to meet him with a script in your hand, and it says Geet. and Shahid tells you कि भैया अगले हीरो के पास जाना तो नाम बदल देना. Nobody's going to be in a movie where the movies are on the heroine. Do you remember that incident?
Yeah.
Imtiaz was a new director. When he came to meet me, he had been roaming around with the script for a few years.
Oh yeah?
And it wasn't getting made. And the first time he came to me, the script, they come with, he came with the script and it had Geet written on it. So I said, Geet का क्या मतलब है? So he said, वो हीरोइन का नाम है. तो आई लुक्ड एट हिम, आई सेड, अगली बार हीरो के पास जाएगा तो हीरोइन के नाम वाली स्क्रिप्ट लेकर मत जाना, कुछ और लिख देना. सो द नेक्स्ट टाइम ही केम टू मी, इट हैड ट्रेन रिटन ऑन इट. And he was very dreamy, and he was a very good looking guy. The first thing that struck me was Imtiaz was really good looking guy.
Yeah, he could be an actor himself.
He could 100%.
I mean, yeah, he has done Black Friday, like a Chotu role.
Yeah, but he is very much a filmmaker at heart, and a writer, I think. Originally, he looked at himself as a writer, and then he wanted to, so Imtiaz was quiet, very kind of dreamy, in his thoughts a lot, but he had a bound script, and he read out of a bound script. So I was first impressed that somebody has come with a bound script.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.